Hello, my dear students. Welcome you all to the botany classes. In the last class, we have discussed about the basic structure and some types of root. Okay, hoping that you're all good and safe at your respective homes. We shall now move on to the next concept of study of this semester, that is the modification of the root. Okay, we have already seen the structure of the root, okay, for performing normal functions, and we also said in the last class that for performing additional functions or extra functions, the plant has to modify its roots. Okay, so here the roots will be modified to perform special functions, right? Also we have seen two types of roots. One is taproot and the other one is a adventitious root. Similarly, here we will see the modification of the taproot as well as modification of the adventitious root. Okay, here when we say the word modification of taproot, it may be for two basic purposes. One is storage of the food and respiration. But the modification of adventitious root is for three main functions. One is for storage of the food, next mechanical support, and third main purpose is to perform special functions. Okay, here we will see one by one with the respective examples and the respective details. Okay, without wasting time, we shall move on to the next slide. First one, modification of taproot for a storage of the food. We shall go through the lines. The taproot or the primary root becomes fleshy and swollen due to the stored food. When the food is stored, it becomes fleshy or swollen. Also, the hypocotyl may also join in storing the food. Hypocotyl, part of the embryo below the cotyledons, is the hypocotyl. That may also store the food. In this case, the stem is reduced. In this case, the stem is reduced, and on that reduced stem, the leaves will arise. On that reduced stem, leaf will arise. Means the leaves are directly connected to the root. Leaves are directly connected to the root. Those leaves are called radical leaves. Leaves which are connected to the root through a reduced or a thin stem, they are called radical leaves. And the swollen taproot acquires some typical shapes, special shapes. Okay, we shall see what are those shapes. For example, radish, beetroot, carrot, etc. Okay, now we'll see the types. First one, fusiform root. Example, radish. The storage root which is stolen in the middle part and tapers towards the base and apex is called a fusiform. Means on both the ends it is narrower. Towards the middle it is swollen. Okay, for example, radish, scientific name Raphanus sativus. Right. The second example is conical root. Here the storage root which is broader at the base and gradually tapers towards the apex. Since it looks like a cone, it is called a conical root. Example is carrot, that is Dacus carota. Third main example is napiform root. Napiform root. Here the storage root which is much swollen, almost spherical and abruptly tapers around the apex. Means the root is narrower at the base, narrower at the tip, but it is a swollen at the middle. It is a swollen at the middle and it takes a spherical shape, round shape. Okay, hence it is called a napiform. Best example is a beetroot. Okay, Beta vulgaris. Okay, these are the three main examples for a storage of the food, that is the modified tap root. Right. We shall move on to the next slide. Modification of tap root for respiration. Modification of tap root for respiration. Here, mainly the plants which are growing in swamp, marshy areas or salty areas, those plants are called halophiles. Means the plants which are rich in salt, which are having more salt content. But those soils contain less oxygen and they allow less gaseous exchange. Those areas allow less gaseous exchange. So the tap root towards the main stem comes above the ground level. The root comes above the ground level. And those vertical roots or negatively geotrophic or positively phototrophic roots, they are called pneumatophores. Those roots are known as pneumatophores. Okay, these special roots which are having small openings called lenticels. We have seen that lenticel word in stem. Okay, during secondary growth, the stem burst out and which forms a lens-shaped opening called lenticel. Similarly, here the small openings present on the pneumatophores which help in gaseous exchange are called lenticels. Okay, so here these lenticels help in the exchange of the gases. Exchange of the gases like carbon dioxide, oxygen, whatever the gases required by the plant, in that halophilic condition will be supplied by the lenticels. Okay, so only these roots are contrary to the normal roots, because normal roots are positively geotrophic and negatively phototropic, but pneumatophores are positively phototropic, negatively geotropic. Means they are growing away from the soil, they are growing towards the light. Hence, these are contrary, opposite to the normal root system. Okay, example here, Rhizophora, Avicennia, Sonitaria, Heritaria, etc. Okay, these are the main modification of the taproot. Coming to the fibrous root modifications. Coming to the fibrous or adventitious root modifications, mainly for storage of the food. Okay, fibrous adventitious roots for storage of the food. First, simple tuberous roots. Simple tuberous roots. These roots become swollen and do not assume a definite shape. They are always born singly. Here, these roots arise from lower nodes, means arise from the stem only. The node present towards the soil, and these roots swollen, but they do not attain particular shape. There is no fixed shape for this root. So they look like tuber, so they are called tuberous. Okay, it is not exactly tuber. They look like tuber, hence they are known as a tuberous roots. Example, sweet potato or a second scientific name Ipomea batatas. Okay. Next, fasciculated tuberous roots. Fascicle means bundle, cluster. Okay. Fascicle means one bundle. A cluster of adventitious roots of some plants become thick and fleshy due to the storage of the food. Means the roots arising on the stem, the roots arising at the node, they become fleshy. The fleshy nature is due to the storage of the food. The fleshy nature is due to storage of the food. Okay, these roots are called fasciculated tuberous roots. Okay, and as there are many tuberous roots at the base of the stem. The best example is Dahlia or asparagus. Dahlia and asparagus, both are different. Right. Next one is modification of adventitious root for mechanical support. Second main purpose is a mechanical support. First one is prop root. These roots arise from horizontal branches of the trees. These are the horizontal branches of the banyan tree, large trees. Okay, from those the vertical roots, vertically downward, which are growing vertically downward, and they penetrate the soil. Means they grow into the soil, they enter the soil. And just like other stem, just like the stem and the root, they also start secondary growth, they also undergo secondary growth. Okay, so they become thick and act like pillar. Pillar means a column for the buildings, column for the buildings. Okay, so also they are called pillar roots. Pillar roots or prop roots, supporting roots. Okay, means they will try to balance the complete weight of the plant. One special thing, you have heard about the botanical garden, that too the Acharya Jagdish Chandra Botanical Garden, Howrah, Kolkata. There is a big banyan tree, the great banyan tree. There are thousands of prop roots, Already the main stem has lost. Main stem is not even existed. But the prop roots, thousands of prop roots are looking like a forest. Thousands of prop root look like a forest. Okay, you can see in this picture about this the great banyan tree. Okay, next, climbing roots. Climbing roots are present in the climbing plants. Climbing plants means the plants which are having weak stem, but the plant wants to grow towards the light. In those plants, the roots are produced from their nodes, from their nodal regions. Okay, due to the help of that roots, these climbers attach to the support and climb over the wall, climb on the larger trees, climb on anything. Okay, so just since the root help in climbing, so they are called climbing roots. The most common is money plant, pothos, kali mirch, that is a piper, black pepper, and piper beetle, pan masala. Right, these are the three examples for climbing root. We shall move on further. Modification of adventitious root for mechanical support. First one is stilt roots. Main one is stilt root. Here, usually in monocot plant like jowar, wheat, maize, the stem is having fibrous roots. Means many roots at the same place. But the plant height is little more, so that the plant cannot balance. In such case, from the lower nodes, the many fiber like roots, they arise and attach to the ground. So that the plant can be better balanced. Means they provide mechanical support. Okay, so these roots are called stilt roots or supporting roots. In some plants like screw pine or pandanus, these roots arise only from the lower surface of the obliquely growing stem to provide mechanical support. Means if the stem is bending towards the soil, from that bending stem, obliquely growing stem, the roots arise and they reach the ground. And those roots provide mechanical support. And those roots contain much folded multiple root cap. Means they contain many root caps. That root caps help the root to grow better into the soil, so that they provide better mechanical support for the obliquely or bending stem towards the ground. Right. Next, we have some more type of roots, that is performing special functions. Epiphytic roots. What is epiphyte? Epi means on, phyte means plant. The plant growing on other plant. plant growing on other plant is epiphytic. Okay, so some plants like orchid, which are having a weak root system, and weak stem, they want more sunlight, so they usually grow on the other plants, the other larger plants, so to get sunlight for photosynthesis, and those plants are called epiphytes, and they are aerial in their nature. As we say, aquatic, terrestrial, these are aerial. Okay, these are having hanging roots. Having a hanging means the roots are hanging towards the ground. The roots are hanging towards the ground, and these roots contain special spongy tissue called velamen. These roots contain special spongy tissue called velamen. The cells of this velamen are hygroscopic, means they absorb moisture. Hygro, water, scopic means moiety, means they absorb moisture from the atmosphere. Since they absorb moisture from the atmosphere, they convert moisture into water so that they can grow easily. But remember, they have leaf for photosynthesis. They have a perfect leaves for a photosynthesis. Sometimes these also called assimilatory roots. Assimilation means photosynthesis process will also be done by these roots, means they become greenish, they develop chloroplast pigment, and they trap the light to prepare the food by photosynthesis. Okay, these are called epiphytic roots, hygroscopic roots, or hanging roots, etc. Okay, lastly, sucking roots or haustorial roots, means here in the previous example we have seen the plants are Vanda, Dendrobium. These are partial parasites, means they are living on other plants just for support, but some plants like Cuscuta, are complete parasite or total parasites, means they don't have root, they don't have leaf. Remember, don't have root, don't have leaf, they have only green stem. That green stem produce flower, fruit, etc. But there is no root for absorption of water and mineral, and there is no leaves for photosynthesis. But stem is alive, stem has to produce flowers, fruits as per the season, as per the reproductive cycle. Okay, so to absorb the water, one more thing you should know, that xylem is the water conducting tissue and phloem is the food conducting tissue, right? So here the xylem and phloem conducting food and water in the host plant. Here the parasite like Cuscuta or Viscum, they form hook like roots, means the roots which penetrate into the stem of the host and enter the host tissue. As a result, they absorb xylem, means they enter the xylem to absorb water, they enter the phloem to absorb the food, right? So these roots are called parasitic or sucking roots or haustorial roots, also called haustorial roots, right? So these are some of the modifications of the root for mechanical support, for storage of the food, and to perform some special functions, mainly in case of the epiphytic plants, right? Hope this is enough for this video. We'll discuss some other concepts in a next class. Till that, keep learning, stay safe, stay home. Thank you.